be my pleasure to address this forum on the occasion of the campus interview. And I just recall my college days. Maybe 15 or 17 years back, I was also like one among you, the graduating get training. That is the post where you are going to get recruited by the organization. And I understand that the efforts which you all will be putting in these 2 days to get board on Sundram Fasteners, the organization. And for personally it is very helpful, and I have to have some kind of a the input which I'll be going and giving through this presentation. The presentation which I will take through will be on to the organization of Sundram Fasteners, the various groups, to what the products we are into, who are my customers, and what is my annual sales, and how does we have performed in the last few years in the terms of the stakeholders, and in terms of as a customer, and as a social corporate responsible, how we are to the organization and also to the great country of ours. With these few words, I'll take you through the presentation. If you look into the Sundram Fasteners, we have the 4 product verticals. One is the fasteners. Can have the mic, this pointer.
Pointer one.
No problem. We have the fasteners and hot forging that comes with the first part. Then the auto leg. That's the place where I am representing, and his recruitment will be on that process. Then we have the metal form division, and then the radiator cap division. These are the 4 verticals, and each vertical we also have mentioned what kind of products we are taking. In fasteners, we have the fasteners and the machine parts. Auto leg represents the pumps, assemblies, which also include some engine parts like fan supports. Then the metal form, we have the sintered part, that's the powder metallurgy, and then the radiator cap, this where we goes to the engine part. This is about the 4 verticals within the Sundram Fasteners. About the auto leg, the products for the auto leg were in the market from 1965. We became the division of Sundram Fasteners in year 99. The division sales for the year 13-14 is 704 crores, about 700 plus. Out of which about 40% is 362 crores comes from the export. And our share of business within the market, India is about 48 on the sales. I'm talking about sales, not on the product, and the export is 52. So we are about the export sales take a hit, and when it comes to the domestic, we are leading on the export sales. This is about the auto leg. We have about 5 plants. The first plant is an aluminium plant, because where the basic, as the plant needs talks about, the product will be dealt with the aluminium, both the GDC and the pressure die casting. Then the cast iron water pump. Then we have the rocker arm. The main customers from the rocker arm are from the Cummins. That is the major is export. Then we have the bearing and the rocker plant. This is a capitative plant which is being used for the supplier to the internal plants. And then we also have the green sand foundry. If you look into the CAGR, that is the cumulative annual growth rate from 2009 to 2010 till date, we are about almost 50%. The annual growth rate will be coming about 20%. We were about 400 crores rupees sales in the year 9-10, and in 13-14 we are 700. And this shows the journey continues. This shows the spread of my customers. You name any OEMs in India, our product, that is a Multitech product, Sundram Fasteners product, will be present in those customers. We have the Maruti Suzuki, we have Tata, Cummins, and Caterpillar, Ashok Leyland, Ford, General Motors. We are to every OEMs which manufactures the commercial vehicles or light commercial vehicles, or even to the passenger car. On export, we have the Northern America, we have the General Motors, then we have the Cummins, then we also started with Navistar, and then the GE. this product range, the water pump, oil pumps, then we have the front cover. You can see we have into the engine parts and engine accessory parts. We have been into the auto and auto ancillary parts, which caters to the automobile industry in India as well as just to for your we added this one slide for the people, especially the freshers, who will understand what product and where it is used. If you look into water pump, it is across all the industry, that is the cars, then we have the tractors, trucks, engines and other places. Oil pump, water pump goes to any place where the engine is there. Then we also have the off-road and also the precision parts. So this is some application wise and industry where it is being used. So we are into the truck, heavy duty engine plants and the diesel engines. We have some of the passengers. Passenger cars, basically the material we use most of aluminium. When it goes to the higher capacity, the material will be changed to the cast iron. However, the function of the product more or less will be same. That is water pump, oil pump and plant supports. So what we belt tensioners, some of the other engine parts. About the, I believe some of them are also from the metallurgy background. This will be quite used or mechanical. But okay, someone who have studied the mechanical properties of the, they will be useful for them. We have been doing the clean sand molding and the process. We also have the ARPA line, that is the manual jolting, and also the diesel process. So people who have been little interested on the FEC diagram, for them it will be useful. It's a built-up area of about 7,000 square meter with a capacity of 600 ton plus capacity and with the ARPA, and then with the diesel will follow in the next slide. We have got we recently installed diesel which doubles my capacity at the foundry, and this goes up to 7,000 tons per year. We deal with both ductile and the grate and DSG cast iron. About the PVC aluminium part. We have in-house pressure die casting with various capacities ranging from 420 to even 350 ton for a smaller application. We do have the metallurgical and as well as the other mechanical testing equipments which will be required as per the ASTM norms to test the material and also to give the certificates for the parts which we have been using at our applications. These just visual photographs of the plants. The first one shows about the aluminium plant, that is base metal will be used aluminium. Then we have the rocker division where the customers goes for the export. Then we have the bearing division where the manufacturing of bearing and design manufacturing. Then we have the aluminium die cast, which is a part of the aluminium pump grind. Then we have the cast iron pump division, and then we have the foundry. The rocker division is being situated somewhere in the Veltech Chapter, and rest of the plants are being in the Hodi, which is about 40 kilometers away from the Chennai. This is a heat treatment plant which is there in the rocker division. We do work on the backward integration. That's what the foundry and the bearing plant is basically the used for the internal consumption. We don't give this, send the product to outside. It's basically used for an input to my aluminium plant and the water pump plant, cast iron water pump and the rocker plant division. We have the design team, full-fledged design team at the division office which is in Chennai. And there are the three ways which we do the basically the design. One is the black box. I think most of you know what is a black box. It starts from the raw data and then finally end up with a complete design as expected by the customer. And then we have the reverse engineering where the inputs have been given and then we design the samples. And then we also do from the customer input drawing. So this is basically the three steps which we follow for making any design. We have been certified with all ISO 40000 and the EMS OSHAs, then the TS 1649, we're also now going for integrated certification system. And this is been for across all the plants, it's been a common way. Okay, the next slide will talk about the awards and the recognition which we got it from the various customers. I'm not sure whether it will be so we get under the customers award. We have a E-layered organization. May not be much of the information when you talk about E-layer. E-layer is basically we don't have much of hierarchy when we connect to the customer. And then we have the all the employees focus on supporting customers at what time. Around the clock. That's what the E-layered organization is. We got the best quality award from JCB, the best design award from Sundram, and also the best performance from the Multitech. And this award goes, we got the best project management from Cummins, and also the best supplier from New Holland, which have a branch, which is main branch is in US, and we also have in India. That's about in short, what's the organization and from where the automatic starts and the products. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to address them. Any questions? Don't worry about whether the question will be right or wrong. You can clarify that. This is a forum where we can get an opportunity to have the what is an theory and what is a practical in this way. I understand. No, not any issues. No, yeah, please.
So, if you got praise, what do you expect from freshers? What's your minimum expectation?
See, okay, what we will reserve this question. What you can do is, we have one more presentation for HR. You can go through that. Probably after that, I'll address your question. Okay? Yeah. You will be having the Any more questions? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
The background of the company and the details of Multitech division, the plant, and things like that. So I will take you. So now you are for the GT Young Leaders Drive. So the important thing what you guys want to know is that what is that I'm going to get when I get recruited in the company as a graduate engineer trainee, and what is the expectation of where I will be placed, what are the kind of training that I'll be getting, where I'll be placed, and things like that. So I think few of it will answer in my presentation. So any questions you can reserve, and then end of it we'll be able to address to that. So I will take you to the presentation. So the introduction is this, and the presentation on SFL is what we just now went through. So I will take you to the presentation on the GET program at Sundram Fasteners Multitech division, and then you will have the written test today at your campus, and the shortlisted people will be asked to come to a different venue, which will be given after the test. We'll tell you who all have cleared the test. Those people have to come for the group discussion and interview tomorrow. So that details I will give you after the written test. And then the group discussion followed by the technical and the HR interview. So tomorrow we will freeze the entire selection process for this GET. So the objective of why Sundram Fasteners Multitech division wants to recruit GET is basically to provide young and talented engineers an opportunity to learn, enhance their competencies. And I think you are audible, right? My voice is audible, right? Because I am changing my direction, so I could not. Towards development of organization and self. And as an organization, we are very focused in developing the future leadership pipeline. So this GET recruitment in Sundram Fasteners and also in the Multitech division has been in existence from last so many years. And we have a pool of, we call this GET scheme as Young Leaders Program, where the freshers get recruited and they given series of training, and we build them as the leadership for the future. Because this organization is there in existence from last 50 plus years in the country. So it's basically most of them are there from the origin of the company, and people retire, people join us, people retire us. So that's been the history of Sundram Fasteners Autolect division. So therefore we want to pump in youngsters who has the diversified culture, so that the organization as a whole we are evolving into this direction. So this is the major objective of the organization. And onto the GET training scheme. So we have phased it in the first year, and this is a 3-year scheme. So basically, the first year is like you will be having, after all the selection process, after your examinations and you get the results, mostly we will be inviting you for joining either in the month of July or August. So on your joining, we will have the joining formalities. Then we will be taken to a core induction program, where you will all undergo on the overall overview of SFL. What he briefed is just the just an insight about it. So on the induction program, we will have the overall businesses, the products and the processes at each plant, and there will be a factory visit to all the units, because we have 5 different plants in Veltech, Ban and Multitech 4. So you will be taken to all the factories for a visit. And then orientation of various functional areas will be given to you, like manufacturing, product engineering, materials, human resources, and the finance department. So after which we say the phase 2 program is like, after your induction, you will be given to a particular department, or in a 1 year's time you will be trained in various functions. So the first 1 year is like on-the-job training, where you will be exposed to one or more of the department. Like say, you might be asked to do projects, for example, cycle time study or working process of optimization, quality assurance, rejection analysis. What's the need for the organization at that point of time? The light projects will be assigned to you along with your training. And then end of the first year, means during the first year there will be a systematic evaluation by the HODs and the organization's head, where we will be reviewing your progress and addressing if you guys have any challenges in meeting your project, or the support that you are expecting from the organization. And then the end of the first year, after your assessment, you will be assigned to a job, which means that we have an organization structure where each position has a role and a description. So that will be assigned to you in the second year. Once your training is over, you will get into the organization's structure after your training. That is assignment to position means. So when I have to talk about the L&D programs, Sundram Fasteners is like very core and very strict in L&D programs. Means that as of now we are following mandatory days, that each individual below managers have to have 3.5 days as the training mandates, and above managers and to the last should at least attend 5 minimum days of training. So in any of their busy schedules, they have to adhere to this. So which as a HR function, we are also driving it to the core. So therefore, that gives an insight on how the company is giving development opportunities in learning, giving learning developmental opportunities to the individuals, which helps the organization and also to the individual. So as GETs, you will be given training on various skills, like the training skills, which will be based on your requirements, and the way you will be placed, based on that the skills will be matched. Developmental programs, so we have 2 splits. One is the technical part of it, another one is the behavioral or the development part of it. So we will be talking about training you on effective business communication, decision making, problem solving, or whatever it is. So few of it I have listed, so there will be many more like this. And end of the year, so the first year you will be, assist on a project and the kind of learnings that you undergo. The second year, when you go into the job, so there will be a set of KRAs as against what will be measured. So for which we call in Sundram Fasteners the goal setting process. So each individual, according to the department's goal, each individual will be having a goal, and we have an online PMS process for which the goal setting needs to be done. So we also train individuals how to set a smart goal and then achieve it. So those kind of trainings also will be part of it. So these are the and a few other schemes what we have is like we call buddy scheme, that is only for the young leaders who come to campus or a lateral entry. So we assign buddies to them. So it's basically to handhold individuals who are coming from the campus into the corporate. So make you comfortable in the organization, because you will see once you land up in the organization, you will see people from about to retire to just join. So they have had a lot of difference in the culture, and so therefore we help individuals to get adjusted by giving you a buddy. Might be you should be aware of this term, which could be in your colleges also. So we assign your immediate seniors who have been last year GTs for us. This year they have gone into the roles of the organization. Roles means the job roles of the organization. So they will be assigned to you. So it's basically you can have a free talk to them on how any challenges or how to approach a senior with a maybe age of 58 years, how to go to him, how to approach him, or how to you need some technical help. You don't know whom to approach. So you can talk to that person and understand who is the right person for me to approach on this technical problem. So it could be any of this. So for which we help the, the buddies will help you, and this is a 3 months process. So can you just reduce this AC? It's so cold now. And once the buddy system is for 3 months, and after the 3rd month you will be assigned with a mentor. So mentor in our organization, only in Sundram Fasteners Multitech, we have about 100 mentors. Mentors are basically, who have attended a professional training by the organization. They would be the senior persons of the organization who have spent quite a lot of years in the company. The way the systems, the way the culture of the organization is there in the blood of the individual. So those people have been identified as mentors who would have both, who can guide the youngsters and also give them the lots of technical knowledge. So they will be the one who will help you. They will not be your bosses. The mentors would not be your bosses. Means, say for example, you are from the production department. Your mentor will not be from the production department. He will be from some other department. So who can help you in any of the discussions or any support that you might not be able to discuss with your boss. So there can be instances like that which you can go and talk to your boss. So this mentoring scheme is for about 2 years, where we also give this as the part of the hand-holding process at Sundram Fasteners. Then it is also review. So each individual will be given a goal sheet where you discuss, and we have a mentoring day. So mentoring, every month we have mentoring day. So the mentees, the individuals of our mentees and the mentor, who is the senior employee of the organization, will be called mentors. So this we call as mentor-mentee program. And on the mentoring day, on or before the mentoring day, they should have discussed with the mentor. That's the mandate. And then the periodic reviews, I just spoke to you all about it. Live projects will be assigned and reviewed every month. Feedback provided by HODs on progress on your performance and inputs for enhancing your performance. So on the position and the location, so the first year you will be called as graduate engineer trainees, and end of the YLP scheme, that's the 3rd year. So once you finish your 3 years successfully, so every year it's just not like you finish first year, you go into the 2nd year, nothing like that. So it's on your performance. So if you meet your performance 100%, then you get into the next progression level. Next. So the end of 3rd year, you will be senior engineers. And location, it could be either in Veltech or Gumadi, because we have one plant in Veltech and one product engineering in Veltech. So all other 4 plants are from Gumadi. So people, and it could be that for initial few months you might be in Gumadi, then you might be transferred to Veltech, or you will be in Veltech, you will be asked to go to Gumadi, or you will be working in Veltech, but you need to visit Gumadi quite often. So it will be like that. So you should be very flexible in case of such things happens to you. So total compensation for the company is around 2 lakhs is the CTC, and we have a service bond for 3 years. So 3 years is the service bond that we execute, and in case people don't honor it, then you have to honor with some payment penalty. That's all about it. all about it. If you guys have any queries, you can ask us.
No side talks. If you have any queries, you can direct. Excuse me. So, please don't have any side talks. If you can have any queries, ask them directly. Ask the HR directly.
So you can have your questions with you, and I will show you a few videos where two of our employees who have been through this process talking about their experience. Wait, we'll make it audible. Speakers. Program where your mentor will guide the mentees apart from the career in your personal how to bring up your learner graduated from Singularity Engineering College in the year 2012 in the field of mechanical engineering. I have been selected for the campus interview guide of Sundram Fasteners Automatic Division for GED program. I have been selected after my successful completion of written test and boarded interview, which was critical and professional. A 3-day induction program was given to all of the GEDs where we got good exposure of all the operating plans, after which a pre-planned 3-year schedule was given to each of the employees. Generally, when a newcomer enters into the industry, they will be confused to know what kind of training they are getting and which field they are working, but that was taken over here. An employee is getting pre-planned training, and the role, the work of his is very clear. Coming to my point, I have been given training in the first 6 months in design and development, where I got good exposure of software like Debian and Rovi. After which my training, another 6 months training was an RFQ. When I expressed my interest that I am interested in handling the projects, my department heads are very much welcome. They welcomed me, and then proper training was given for me and the projects, which was good encouragement for me in handling. When I am handling these projects and RFQ, my communication with the customers, my exposure to different OEM standards and the new technologies in the manufacturing fields and automotive industry was very good. A good point in SFL Autolect is that you will be given a mentor-mentee program where your mentor will guide the mentees apart from the career in your personal, how to bring up your professional life in an organization. And buddy scheme was introduced so that the seniors will train, immediate seniors will give suggestions to the juniors. And with all this, with all this training and all, I am handling the projects very well independently, for which I am adapted to SFL Autolect. And I hope all the newcomers, all the best and good luck to all. Hi, I am Lavanya, graduated from Singularity Engineering College in the year 2012 in the field of mechanical engineering. I have been selected for the campus interview guide.
Mechanical engineering from Untitled Engineering College. It's given me immense pleasure to share my accumulation of knowledge in Sundram Fasteners Limited Automatic Division. Sundram Fasteners Limited Automatic Division. The name itself enough to say how well the organization is built up and performing. Sundram Fasteners Limited Automatic Division is a major leading auto components manufacturing company in India. One thing guys, if you people think it is a normal GT drive, you people are in a fallacious scope. It's not just a GT drive. Adukku mela, it is an OLP program, young leaders program for the new mechanical engineering graduates. Nowadays, the life is like buying a gadget. People will ask for what extra features do I have if I join this company apart from CDC. Yes, says Sundram Fasteners Limited Automatic Division. We have many programs such as Buddy program, Mentor-Mentee program. Now, I don't want to disclose all your all suspense you have in Sundram Fasteners Limited Automatic Division. My speech should be like a teaser. Okay? The Buddy program is just for interacting with our seniors to eradicate all the problems we have when we are joining the new journey. And also, the mentality program is what? After 3 months of the mentality program, we will be joined with our senior most person in the organization, where you will be molded into a perfect professional in life, not only career, also in life. Guys, I assure you that Sundram Fasteners Limited Auto Division is a place to learn, place to explore, and place to win. Here, before us, we have an infinite path surrounded by endless possibilities, and around us is boundless opportunities. A to Z alphabets in English is not enough to phrase and describe about the experience what I have in Sundram Fasteners Limited Auto Division. I pray to the Almighty for your placement success. Thanks, all the best. Hello.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. It gives me immense pleasure on behalf of welcoming you all to this guest lecture on embedded systems. We, the students of Veltech Multitech Engineering College, extends our hearty welcome to Mrs. Shripriya Iyer, the manager of the Tvs, and also Dr. Joshi. We welcome you, ma'am and sir. Now, let us all put our hands together to welcome Mrs. Shripriya Iyer to start the session and also wish her to make this event a great success. Thank you. And Dr. Joshi will take guest lecture. And I guess you are third year and second year and third year students. He'll be talking to you about the embedded systems and how you have to do your practicals. Basically, we are going to set up a lab here and how you have to use the lab. All those things he'll be talking to you. I don't want to take much of your time. You can listen to his lectures more than me because it's going to be technical one. Okay, over to Dr. Joshi. Thank you.
Sir, I need a box that can, something that can raise the level. Get me a box. Okay, can I start? Yes. Before I start, I just want to know how many of you all are second year students? Raise your hands. How many of you all are third year students? Excellent. So, I have a perfect audience. The main audience for this lecture I was hoping will be third year. Second year, treat today's lecture as a bonus. Okay, that you will get some extra information. You have something to add? Why am I here? So I am the CEO and founder of this company called as Tvs, which is helping your college, Veltech Multitech, which is one of the higher institutions in this region, set up a industry-sponsored lab in embedded systems. Most of you all, after you all graduate, you all want to get a job, right? Either get a job or go for higher studies, but finally your aim in life is to get a job or start your own thing. Two of the above, or join politics. There are only so many options that you can, correct? Yes or no? So how many of you all aim to get a job right out of college? Please raise your hands. How many of you all want a job right out of college? Raise your hands a little higher so that I can count, okay? How many of you all want to go for an MS or an MTech? Okay. Anybody wanting to join politics? Well, politics is not a bad thing, it's actually a very good thing. If you do it correctly. The point is if you do it correctly. Okay. So I'm actually waiting for the thing to set up. I need the projector connected to my computer. So I'll introduce myself. My name is Dr. Jonathan Joshi. I finished my PhD from University of Southern California in 2013. I passed my BE I'm from Mumbai basically, Mumbai University. I passed my BE. Here it's BTech or BE? BE. Okay, Bachelor's of Engineering. In 2006, started my own company. In 2006, did it for a year. Then went for MS in 2007 and then PhD, and now I'm back in India to start two companies. The face company is called Tvs, which you know, which you will know. There is another company that we run. That is the main company where we do industry designs. We are a core electronics company. If to put it in perspective. How many of you are from ECE? Triple E? And remaining are from? CS and IT. Okay, CS and IT. Again, today's lecture will be a bonus for you. correct? But the EC and the triple E guys, please listen to me very carefully, like your life depends on it. Okay. For the CS and IT guys, it's more of extra information, correct? Okay. So, have you heard of this concept called as embedded systems? How many of you all have heard of this term called as embedded systems? Raise your hands. Have you heard? Just heard the name. As long as you heard the name, it's fine. Very good. Have you done a course in 8085, 8051? 8051 microcontroller. Have you heard of 8051 micro? Okay, very good. So, you know when 8051 was introduced in industry? 1981. We were, even including myself, we were all in our previous lives. Correct, yes or no? We were in our previous life. If you believe in rebirth, we were in our previous life. It is still unfortunately being taught in your syllabus. You understood that? Then have you heard of this microcontroller called as ARM? ARM. Yes. Heard of ARM? Yes, ARM processors, ARM microcontrollers as well. So in your syllabus you will have ARM 7, ARM 9. Correct if I'm not? ARM has also stopped supporting ARM 7 and ARM 9. Still it's in your syllabus. You understand the problem, right? Industry is here, syllabus is in the basement. You understood that? There is a strong divide between your syllabus and your, and I'm saying syllabus, please understand, I'm not blaming faculty, I'm blaming your syllabus. You understand that? Never blame your faculty, it's not, I mean, they are teaching what they are supposed to teach, that is the syllabus. They also, I train faculty as well, and they tell us, sir, that at the end of the day we can't help it, we have to teach the syllabus. So blame, I mean, you can't blame anybody, but the problem is syllabus is here and your and industry is already moved years, decades. You understand decades? Decades ahead. So either you don't do something about it or you do something about it. There are only two options, yes or no. So I am here to introduce to you why in the field of embedded systems you need to get qualified if you want a core job. How many of you all want to get into a core company? Rest everybody, your dream in life is to go work for an Infosys and TCS? Is it your life's dream to go work for an Infosys? Then why did you do triple E and EC? Okay, I understand that the CSIT guys tell me they want to work for, that is their core company, correct? You want to work for Schneider Electric, Larsen & Toubro, you want to work for Intel, Nvidia, all those companies, right? Yes or no? That's your dream company? You've not even heard of those companies. Correct? For triple E guys, you want to go work for Tata BP Solar? No? Or you've not heard of those companies? Have you heard of those companies? Those are the core companies. Infosys TCS is not your core company. I hope you understand that. I have a lot of friends who work for Infosys TCS. I tell them, you guys are spoiling the lives of electronics engineers. Do you agree or no? How many of you all would go to an IT company willingly? You understand, willingly out of your own free will. Because you don't have an option, that's why you go to an IT company, right? You can say yes, honestly. So we have a very open conversation. Correct? Yes or no? Yes. So I am here today. My company Advance through Cypress Semiconductors and ARM. We are partners with ARM and Cypress Semiconductors. Cypress, not the country Cyprus. There is a company called as Cypress Semiconductors. Anybody heard of that name before? Very good. Start looking it up on Google. Okay. Those are the core companies that if you want to really go and make the big bucks, you understand the big bucks, like right out of college, you want a package of 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs per annum. Interesting packages, yes or no? Somebody offers you 4 lakhs per annum, you'll take it very happily, right? Yes? No, you won't take it? What is the kind of offers you all get here?
20.
You would say no, you would not take for 4 lakhs per annum? No, sir. What would you take? More than that. Are you qualified enough for more than that?
I will make to happen.
You'll make it to happen. Okay. You're in, what stream are you from?
EC.
EC. I'm not asking your name, I just want to understand. Why do you think a core company should hire you? Don't tell me 85%, 90% core company doesn't care about your percentage.
I'm interested.
No. I'm interested in going to the moon. Can I go to the moon? Interest, my friend, if you solely get hired on interest, then I would have been working with NASA right now. You understand that? I'm not disagreeing with you. Yes, you might have the potential to draw 10 lakhs per annum also. But tell me, why should a core company hire you? Apart from the fact that you're interested. I would like to understand. Please tell me why. Think this as an interview. I'm a core company. I own a core company. If you convince me, I'll hire you. And I'm ready to pay you 7 lakhs per annum also. Now, take this as an open promise. And I think this is getting recorded, so you can even take me to court for that.
Just had a knowledge. Just had a knowledge more than.
You what? Say that again?
I just had an idea more than from. Many people had a knowledge on the electronics from either from after joining the engineering. But I had an internet towards to have the electronics things, to have an innovations from my childhood onwards.
So you know electronics?
Sir?
You know electronics, you said?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
I'll ask you a very simple question. If you answer this right now, okay? You've done digital electronics? Correct? Logic level 1, logic level 0. What is logic 1 and logic 0? Explain.
Logic 1 is logic.
Everybody please silence. This is a live interview going on. He might get the job.
Recent power supply we gave it.
What? Simple digital. You've done digital logic, no? Digital logic is electronics, yes or no?
Electronics.
It's electronics, core electronics. Ladies, please silence.
Core electronics.
Explain to me logic 1 and logic 0. See why I'm not challenging. I love the student for the fact he stood up and he said what he thinks. I'm actually valuing you. Don't worry. I'm not countering you. Okay, but please answer my question. I'm trying to raise a point here.
Just give an input and a power supply in the order of we just in the language in which the computer and electronics can understand.
Explain to me in terms of voltage and current. This is electronics, right?
The logic ones means we give power supply.
Okay.
Logic means we don't supply anything.
Logic 0 means it will not supply anything.
It goes
Okay, explain to me in terms of current.
0.7.
0?
0.7.
No. Now you know what the actual answer on an interview should be in a core company? No. If you are sitting in I take interview on behalf of core companies with my own, and if you want that 7 lakhs per annum package, your answer should be as follows. Logic 1 means 5 higher volts, logic 0 means 0 volts. In terms of current, logic 1 means your sourcing current, logic 0 means your sinking current. Now can you put it in perspective? See, thank you. Now I'll ask you your name. What's your name?
Vijay.
Vijay. Thank you, Vijay. See, what I'm trying to highlight here is, in your syllabus, there is theoretical knowledge. What you guys need is you understood. That's why I was trying to talk to you. I'm not trying to, please do not feel bad, I'm not trying to counter what you're saying. I thank you for raising that point. What I'm trying to tell you is, in industry, you might be the topper of Anna University with 89, 90, 95% also. But if you cannot do things, today I was with the director of a company called as Data Patterns in IT Park, Siruseri. You know this place, Siruseri? There's a big IT park there, all big companies there. I was with the director of Data Patterns and she was complaining about one thing. We do not have skilled engineers. You know, the biggest complaint was we do not have skilled. You know what's the keyword there? Skilled. They have toppers. They have 85% people, 90% people. I am from Mumbai. 85, 90 is considered as a dream. Our toppers are 75, 77%. So anyways, they have toppers. But at the end of the day, they don't have people who can actually do things. Would you like, so at everybody's house there is somebody who comes to maybe clean the house or cook the food or something like that, yes or no? You have somebody coming to your house to do that? If that person cannot do that clearly, will you hire that person? If that person does not have the skill, will you hire that person? So do you think somebody should hire you? You understand the logic I am trying to make to you? I'm here to talk to you as a friend. I train more than 700 engineers a year. So I know what I'm talking to and whom I'm talking to. I interview hotshots like a lot of y'all. I take interviews. There is one big problem which you need to understand. Your industry is moving much far away compared to syllabus number 2. You guys need to start doing what? Practical. It is important to write your exams and get marks. That is one very important part. I'm not saying no. But what is important as well, you need to start being practical. Stop buying those projects from outside for ready-made. You know, there are those ready-made IEEE projects and all. Stop doing that. You are actually killing your career. I'll explain to you why. Anyways, are we set up here? Yes. Okay. Do you want to learn the fundamentals of a new technology today? Would you like to learn? Yes. Give me 2 minutes, I'll explain. Until what time do you have? 3:30 or 3:15? 3:30. I will wrap up by 3:15. Okay. So, you all have heard of this term called as embedded systems? Yes. What is an embedded system? Can somebody tell me? Did you understand what you all said? Can one person just raise the hand and start? Okay. Individually you don't know. As a group you would like to talk. Come on, somebody help me out, please. Anybody would like to try? Anybody from here?
Easy.
Yes. No, sit and answer. Don't worry. Sit and answer.
It is a computer, but it's not a general purpose computer. Just like digital cameras and all.
So it's a computer.
It cannot do general purpose, just like our computer. It will do all general purpose activities. But by the embedded system, it is particularly for one.
Okay. You all have an answer here? Correct. Right out of the first line of the textbook. Correct? That's the first 2 lines of the textbook in that chapter, embedded systems. It is a combination of hardware and software. That is true. You are also right. But actually, even a computer is an embedded system as well.
Yes.
She is closer to. There is no correct answer. The simplest answer is what you can explain to your grandmother also. Try explaining your engineering to your grandmother. It's the most difficult thing to do. How many of you have grandmothers? Most of you have. Try explaining any electronic subject to your grandmother. Can you try that? If you can successfully do it, then you are a good engineer. Remember that. So, let's say embedded system. Embedded system comes from the English word embed. Can you guys clearly see this at the back? Okay. People from here who can't see it, please shift here. I can't move from here. Okay. So, when I take software, software could be any program, yes or no, and I put it onto hardware. The English word embed, E-M-B-E-D, means to put something inside. The English word embed means to put something inside, correct, yes or no? So when I take software and I embed into hardware for different applications, that is called as a embedded. Correct, yes or no? Is this clear? My aim is to give you a basic understanding of how embedded systems works, but not only that, what is the why this hardware that is being given to your college, how you can use it, that is very important. My main aim is not to show, see in half an hour I cannot show you how to use the hardware, correct, but I can give you an introduction of what that hardware is, correct, yes or no? So please understand conceptually, you understand from a concept point of view. So if I want to draw a typical block diagram, you understand block diagram of an embedded system, what do I have in an embedded system? What does the textbook say? Tell me. Just joking. In the center you have a microprocessor or a micro, correct, yes or no? Then you have input devices, output devices. Any examples of input devices? Very good. Keyboard, switches, mouse is a little advanced. Let's think basic. Keyboard, buttons, switches. I agree, mouse is also right answer. Let's think basic. The minute you get the basics right, you can think advanced correctly. Okay? Then output devices, what do you have? Again, very simple LED, 7-segment display, LCD. Think basic. Then you think advanced. As an engineer, if you get your basics right, you'll become a very good engineer. Then you'll actually become an engineer. You know, when I take interview, what's the first question I ask? Ohm's law. Explain to me what is Ohm's law without formula. Without writing the formula, explain to me Ohm's law. If you can do that, you're a good engineer. Try and do that. Think about it at home. Without writing the formula, explain to me Ohm's law. Later. My second question is what I asked him. You understand logic 1 and 0? Explain in terms of voltage and current. My third question, explain to me imaginary numbers. You understand? Square root of
minus 1.
Square root of 1 is 1. Square root of minus 1. Explain to me what is imaginary numbers. My first 3 questions of any interview. I want to understand whether you understand basics. Anyways. So you have input devices, you have output devices. What else do you have? Yes, you said it. Very good. What did you say? Memory. Very good. You have memory. What else? Very far. Think basic. Think basic. Think third world problems, not first world problems. Try. What else? There are no wrong answers. Please try. Think basic. What? Talk loudly so that at least I can hear. Look, I'm growing old. I cannot hear well. Yes? Why is somebody answering and then when I ask again, nobody is answering? Power supply? Yes or no? Politics or electronics? Without power, there is no power, right? Correct? Yes or no? So, power. What else? One more very important component is missing. Who said it? Somebody said. What did you say? Clock. Perfect. Have you all been to Chennai? Yes. This is away from, but you all know Chennai, correct? Just imagine Chennai without traffic signals. Just imagine Chennai without traffic signals. Is it imaginable or unimaginable? Basically, microcontroller without your clock is Chennai without traffic signals. It will not work only. Your clock is your traffic police. Stop, go. That's what traffic police does, right? Yes or no? You stop, go from here. You stop, go there. Who gives that timing and synchronization? Clock. Correct? Yes or no? Okay. Now, there is one more category. So, for example, have you heard of ADCs, analog to digital converter, digital to analog converter? Have you heard of UART, Universal Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter? They all come under a category called as interface ICs. IC stands for integrated circuits. Very good. So, have you heard of USB? That's good. So, most of you all have a USB powered phone, yes or no? Yes. Correct. Actually, your phone has a processor inside, correct, yes or no? Yes. It also has a small chip sitting right next to your USB port. Very close to your USB port, that is a USB interface chip. Just FYI, next time you drop your phone and it breaks, right? Spend some time with it. Open it up, take a look at it. You'll actually understand. You'll see the USB chip also. Alright. So can I say this is the general description of an embedded system? Yes or no? Would you like to add more to this? This covers most categories, yes or no? Yes. Now, have you heard of VLSI? Large scale integration. Basically, in 1990s, that time I think you were just in school, or maybe you were not born at that time, 94, 95 you must have been born. Correct. So, there used to be Intel 386, 486 processor. That had around 1 million transistors. 1 million means 10 lakh transistors. You understand transistor, correct? Yes or no? BJT, FET. So it had 1 million transistors. Today, Intel i7. Have you heard of i7? i3, i5, i7 processors. Correct. i7 has 1 billion transistors. 1 billion is India's population, give or take, little less than that. Imagine, full of India's population inside 1 inch by 1 inch real estate. You understand? 1 inch by 1 inch real estate, number of transistors is equal to India's population. Can you imagine it? You can? I can't imagine. It's difficult to imagine. Yes or no? Imagine taking all of you all and packing together in a small lab room. Now no sir, right? So, what I'm trying to say is, thanks to VLSI, we can now pack more and more things into one small area, yes or no? Thanks to VLSI, we can do more packing, na? Everybody agrees? So, some smart person asked this question. They asked this question, can I take some of these components? Can I take some of these components and put it onto the same chip? Did you understand the question? Can I take some of these components and put it onto the same chip? The answer was yes. Otherwise I wouldn't have been here talking to you. The answer is yes. Can you help me which components can be put on the same chip? Think about it. Let's think together. What do you think? Which components can be put? Processor, yes. Memory, yes. Clock, yes and no. If yes and no is not a bad no, no is a good no. Good no means if you want from outside also you can bring, or you can use it from the inside as well. What else? Interface ICs, yes. What else? Power, no. Power generation makes it hot. When you generate power, you need to dissipate heat. That's why your battery gets very hot, right? When you are using a laptop, the laptop battery, the laptop charger gets hot. Even the battery also gets hot. Have you put the laptop on the lap after some time, and if you are playing a game for a very long time, it gets hot at the bottom, yes or no? Yes. So, power always generates heat. So, you cannot put it. So, I am saying, The reason why I went through the clock, because I said it could be outside and it could be inside. Now listen to this statement very carefully. When I take certain components of my embedded system, and put it onto the same chip, is my statement clear? When I take certain components of my embedded system and put it onto the same chip, that in today's world is called as system on chip. It's called as system on chip. It is also called as SoC or SoC. Plural is SoCs. The singular of SoCs is SoC. Understood? Yes or no?
Yes.
More lovingly, in today's world, commercially they are called as MCUs. MCU stands for microcontroller units. If you go to buy from any company, they will not sell you SoC, they will sell it as MCU, microcontroller units. You name any company, Cypress Semiconductors, Freescale Semiconductors, then have you heard of Atmel? Atmel, Microchip, Texas Instruments, anybody, you buy from anybody, they will sell you what? MCUs. If instead of microcontroller there is microprocessor, then normally they call it SoC. Instead of microcontroller, if they put microprocessor, then it is SoC. For example, your mobile phones. Have you heard of advertisements? Latest quad-core processor with Cortex A9 processor. Have you heard advertisement saying Cortex processor? Yes or no? Yes. So whenever you hear the word Cortex, right? Cortex processor means the processor in the SoC is which processor? Yeah. Just general. I'm giving you extra information that whenever you hear the word Cortex processor or Cortex microcontroller, which company has designed it? Have you heard of ARM? Yes or no? How many of you have heard of ARM? Raise your hands. Most of you. You all have not heard of ARM, yeah? You're from ECE, right? Have you heard of ARM? What about you guys? No? Start looking at ARM. I don't know. In Hindi we say, "Jiska koi nahi uska Google." If you don't have anybody, you have Google. Correct? Google can show you the path. Yes or no? How many of you have used Google? Everybody uses Google, yes or no? Yes. And especially when you hit the search and the first hit is what you want, how happy do you feel? Correct? Yes or no? The search item and the first hit is what you want. You're the happiest person on the planet. And if you have to go up to the second page, means you just lost a leg. Correct? Yes or no? Then you automatically revise your search string, right? Just this is my simple observation about Google and me. Okay, now, remember one thing, you want to get ready for core embedded industry. Start talking this language. Forget 8051. Today, if I come to you as a mobile salesman and I tell you, look, I have a mobile phone. This has call, SMS, WhatsApp and Facebook. I tell you this as a salesman. What will be your reaction? What will be your honest reaction? Everything is the same. What new do you have? Correct? Yes or no? When your resumes come to me, I ask the same question. That everybody has 8051, everybody has 8085, everybody has this. What new do you have? Logical question, yes or no? Correct? I cannot hire you because you look on a certain way. Na? I can't hire just purely based on looks, because in engineering looks don't matter. Correct? Yes or no? So, today in industry, if you want to start getting ready, start talking the language. Now, why am I here? First, what is an SoC? SoC stands for? Excellent. Now, in your SoC itself, can I have some silence this side please? That in your SoC itself, the main microprocessor or microcontroller can be designed by any company. Intel can design, ARM can design, Any design company. Most widely used, the most commonly used is which one? R. Now, what we are giving you here as in your college, this is hardware boards. Okay, these are hardware boards. These are SoC boards. SoC stands for? Now, when an SoC has a microcontroller, what do we call it? MCU. These are MCU boards. One is made by Freescale Semiconductors, one is made by Cypress Semiconductors. Now you'll at least know what is an SoC, yes or no? Correct? Now, Freescale or Cypress? Cypress has a product called as PSOC. PSOC. SoC again stands for System on Chip. The P stands for Programmable. P stands for the Freescale board, that is this one. The Freescale board has a product which is called as KL series. Okay, that is also an MCU. MCU is an SoC. Everybody agrees, yes or no? MCU is equal to SoC today. And this is programmed using a platform called as MBED. Go look up online mbed.org, embed.org. Which platform? Embed.org. Take a look at it. Now, all the software for both and all this hardware, please understand this, all the software for this hardware is free of cost. The software is free, hardware is given to your college, you have no excuse that you don't have resources. Yes or no? Do you have that excuse, sir, if you don't have resources? Can you make that excuse? No. So, I will tell you where to find the material. You need material to get started, yes or no? Yes. You need material? Now, first, any microcontroller, how do you program a microcontroller? You all have done 8051 little bit, yes or no? How did you program microcontroller? Using assembly? Correct, yes or no? You have used assembly programming, then you use something called as Kyle, and in that you program using C and C++, yes or no? The most basic level is assembly, the one at the bottom is what? Assembly. What is above that? C. Correct. So, you can say the bottom is hex. Hex is basically assembly. Correct, yes or no? Assembly program, hex programming. Then you have C, C++, and today they use something called as API. Anybody knows what API is? CSIT guys might be knowing what is API. I want to know the other guys. Have you heard of API? No. API stands for Application Programming Interface. Application Programming Interface. Today in industry, they use a combination of C, C++ and APIs to build products and projects. To build what? Products and projects. So, what I am trying to tell you, for example, is this can be done on Embed. I told you embed.org, yes or no? Or for PSOC, there is a software called as PSOC Creator. Everything is free to download from the internet. And then after that, my friend, after you do all of this, then you might get considered for a 7 lakhs package. You'll be considered. You understand my keyword that I said? Consider. Remember, what's the keyword I used? Consider. Right now, as it stands, you will probably not even be considered. This I can say confidently. This is, I'll show you some projects that students have done. You'll get an idea of what kind of projects are expected. And they have done it on their own. They have not gone and bought it ready-made. I'll show it to you later. First, go look up the everybody sees YouTube, yes or no? Yes. Everybody watches YouTube? Okay. Go look up the Eduvance channel on YouTube. There is a lot of free content.